Are we all happy? Are we all in joy? Shall we sing 2 lines to reflect that joy? आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय. आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय. You know why we should celebrate? I feel of the millions who are in Australia, there are thousands who have been blessed to know Swami, to experience His love, to be blessed so that Bhagwan has entered their lives. We are so far away from Puttaparthi, from India, but Bhagwan has touched us, Bhagwan has entered our lives, and Bhagwan has, in unimaginable ways, filled us with His love, with His grace, with His protection. And of the thousands who know Him, who love Him from this island, there are a few of us who have had the opportunity to be part of this conference. There are so many who would have thought, who had planned to be there for the conference, but they are not there with us today. And there are so many who were not sure, they were not confident whether they will be part of this conference. Unexpectedly, they are with us today. So first, let's clap and congratulate ourselves that we are part of this conference. Bhagwan has given us that chance. There was this beautiful incident. I saw this board on top. It said Box Hill Town Hall. And I was reminded of this little incident. So this was in Trai Vrindavan. And there was a box which had just arrived. And so Swami asked one of the boys, open the box. And so this boy who was serving Swami, as he tried to open the box, Swami said, be careful. You know, it might just spill onto your shirt. So be very mindful how you're opening this. And Swami said there could be pickle inside. And so this boy opened one flap of that cover. And as he was trying to open, so Swami said, be careful. And he's like, Swami, I'm 25 years old. I know how to open a bottle. And I know what is a pickle. It's a pickle. It's not a soda bottle. It won't splash on my shirt. He's just saying all this in his mind. Obviously, you can't say all this to Swami in person. It's like, Swami, yeah, fine, don't worry. I know how to open a bottle. So you opened the bottle. I said, what is it? So it is a pickle. He showed Swami the pickle. Ah, okay, very good, very good. And then, Bhagwan went inside. And so there was a dining session. And then when Swami returned, again Swami told the boy, hey boy, open the box. So one flap of the box was open. Now the other flap he opened. And what Swami is saying again, be careful, be mindful. And this boy is like, Swami, I already showed you. How many times you have to instruct me to open a pickle bottle? And now he opened this bottle. And the instant he opened the bottle, everything splashed onto his shirt. And he's looking around. Swami is nowhere to be seen. Swami is standing in the corner, holding his stomach and laughing. So, we can never ever take this Lord lightly. If you take Him lightly, it will come on you very heavily. But it is these beautiful, sweet moments, sweet and sour and pickly moments that are possible when the avatar comes in a human form. There was this boy who was sitting in darshan in Vrindavan, And Swami comes and Swami tells him, no mistake. And the boy says, okay, very nice, no mistake, very good. So he goes. So he was going, in those days, the boys used to go to the college, for their college, they used to go to the Bangalore city. So you didn't have the university then. And the next day, again Bhagwan came, and during the morning darshan, before he had to start off for the college, Swami said, no mistake. And he said, okay, again, no mistake. Okay, good, nice. And so as he was going to the college, he used to go in a two-wheeler. And, so there was this person on the way, a female, and so she wanted a lift. And this guy said, okay, fine. So the person was in the two-wheeler with him, and he took her, and the same thing had happened the previous day. And the lady was waiting. The third day, darshan, Bhagwan comes, and Swami says, no mistake. And now you think, Swami, again and again, why is Swami saying me no mistake, no mistake? And the third day, the same thing happens. As he's going, that lady is waiting, and in his two-wheeler, he takes that person. And the fourth day, now Swami comes, and Swami is furious. During darshan, Swami said, no mistake. No mistake. So that's how funny Swami can be. That is how powerfully he can send those messages to us. And there was this other boy who, when he went for vacations, Swami came straight to him. And Swami said, you're not going to watch movies. He had a weakness for movies. And Swami said, you're not going to watch movies. And he said, okay, Swami. But when he went home, just could not resist. And so he went to a theater. And there's that guilty feeling is there. And as he was sitting and watching, he said, what if Swami comes to know? And he just felt his pocket. He used to always keep a photograph of Bhagwan in his pocket. And he saw that, that photograph of Bhagwan, Swami's photo was facing outside, facing the side. So he just felt, oh my God, I am watching, Swami also is watching this movie. So he took that photo and he turned it other side. I am only watching, Swami. You are not watching. Okay? And the vacation over, and he went back to the college. And the first day, Bhagwan comes, and Swami says, hey, you showed me only half the movie. Today is 30th of March. Let me tell you something that happened on 30th of March, many, many, many years ago in Vrindavan. So, Bhagwan arrived to Vrindavan, and for some reason, Swami was so serious. Okay? Now, Vrindavan boys, being in Bangalore, they don't have the chance to be in Puttaparthi all the time, and they are waiting, when will Bhagwan come? When will Bhagwan come? It's actually a penance and a prayer for all the Vrindavan students, because they get only a few months in a year with Bhagwan. So, after a lot of prayer, after a lot of pining, Bhagwan has finally come, and they are expecting now it's our bonanza time, it's our time. And in a way, Swami would compensate for it, because Swami would give 3 sessions. You would have so many informal sessions. In fact, many of these videos that you saw, Bhagwan is sitting on that jhula, that happens only in Vrindavan. You will never get such opportunities in Puttaparthi where you sit just under Bhagwan's nose, so to speak. You can just have Bhagwan's feet on your lap. That is how close you actually can be in Vrindavan. So people are waiting for that moment, waiting for the chance. Bhagwan has come, but to their utter disappointment. Swami is so sad. Swami is just looking down. And when Swami wants to avoid you, he can really put you through that rigmarole in a way that he will just twist and turn every cell, every inch of you. Because you cannot stand that. If somebody does not talk to you, a person, you can not bother so much, but when Swami avoids you, it is very, very, very painful. You will not have, a reason to live. You will not have the interest to eat, to sleep. Because what is the point? He does not want to look at me. He doesn't want to talk to me. What's the point of living? It becomes absolutely dry and barren. And that is what this boys, after months of prayer, Bhagavan has come and Swami is not talking. The Aarti was done and Bhagavan just went inside. And the next day dawned and a lot of soul searching happened that day. And the hoping at least the next day would be a much fine, and at least Swami, something would have happened and Swami would come back, the usual Swami that we know, the Krishna that Swami is when he is in Vrindavan. But that didn't happen. And the 31st also went as a day of intense prayer, intense introspection, soul searching. Everybody is just crying. Nobody has the interest to eat, sleep, do anything in the hostel. Because what is the point? It's like Swami doesn't want to look at anyone. And the 1st of April dawned, and now they don't know what to do because they have spent 2 sleepless nights just praying and praying. Swami, be what you were with me, Swami. And the April 1st, they go to Trai. And as soon as they enter Trai and Swami comes, and they are seeing, suddenly everything has changed. Suddenly Swami is smiling. And Swami is so happy. And they say, Swami, what mistake did we do? Please tell us, Swami, what was wrong with us? Swami said, nothing. April Fool. So that is the sweet Swami that we have. 1984, Swami was giving a series of talks on Bhagavad Gita in the Prasanthi Nilayam Bhajan Hall. And as Bhagwan was deliberating on the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there were some faculty members in the college discussing about what Swami was saying. And one of them said, Swami is giving us all these discourses. The Gita says that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharati. So whenever there is decline of dharma, that's when the Lord comes to restore dharma. And this person is saying, but this is so antithesis of what is described in the Bhagavad Gita and what actually happens, because the Lord says that whenever there is decline of dharma, I come down to restore dharma. But if you look at what has happened over the years, in Sathya Yuga, they say if dharma was standing on 4 legs, in Treta Yuga, dharma was reduced to standing on 3 legs. And in Dwapara Yuga, dharma was only on 2 legs. And Kali Yuga, dharma is barely there. It is just standing on 1 leg precariously. And if you see, the Lord has taken form every time, but every time dharma has only declined. And here, Lord Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita that I come to restore dharma, but what has happened over the ages? And the other professor said, yeah, interesting question. You're right. And the next day, as Bhagwan was speaking, giving this series of discourses, Swami suddenly stopped midway through the discourse where he was explaining the shloka of Bhagavad Gita, and Swami changed track, and Swami said, there are some people who question the purpose of the avatar. They say, if dharma has only declined, then of what use is the advent of the divine? And Swami said, they are completely mistaken. They don't know what dharma the Lord comes to restore. You associate everything with the deha. The Lord does not come to restore deha dharma. Deha dharma is something that keeps changing. The Lord comes to restore Atma Dharma. And what is Atma Dharma? Atma Dharma is Prema Dharma. The Lord comes down to restore the love that we have in our heart. The Lord comes down so that this highway of love that we have for Him gets energized. If you look at, if Rama had not come, we would have not had these beautiful stories of the Ramayana. We would not had Lava Kusha story. We would have not had the story of Shabari. We would have not had the story of Guha. We would have not had the story of Hanuman. We would have not had the story of Jambavan. We would have not had the story of so many such souls, not only in Treta Yuga, but even now. You have the story of a Tulasidas, you have the story of a Tyagaraja, all of these, and now we have a beautiful Ram Mandir coming up as a cultural regeneration of Bharat. If the Lord had not come down in a human form, would all these people, all these generations of souls connected to Him in that inextricable manner? Swami said, that is the purpose for which the Lord comes. It's the same with the Krishna avatar, isn't it? And it's the same with the Satya Sai avatar, isn't it? If Bhagwan had not come in this beautiful form, our mind, which is so distracted, would have not had that magnetic pull. Today, if you are all sitting, because the avatar came down. In fact, on one occasion, when students were rushing to Bhagwan and some flower pots broke, and this one person who thought he would take this opportunity to ensure that all the students get a firing from Bhagwan, and he goes and says, Swami, all these boys, Swami, they are so indisciplined. Swami, you saw how they ran towards you to sit on the as you are going, they broke all these pots. Swami said, it is okay. Swami said, you tell me, in this time, in this age, in which university you will find people doing masters, people doing PhD, people doing their bachelors, people doing professional courses, people doing MBA, people doing engineering. In which college you will find people running after God? Where will you find people mad after God? Youngsters, 20-somethings running mad after God. Where will you find that? And today, if you see this conference also, it's organized by such youngsters for whom, even though they have their own lives, they have their own professions, that profession has become actually a secondary profession. In fact, once you become a Sai youth, once you become a Sai devotee, whatever you're doing, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, everything, that becomes your secondary profession. Your first profession, your first work becomes the Sai work. You work midnight, all you burn for this work. And I think that is what happens to everyone. That's what happens to every youth, every Sai devotee who becomes part of the Satya Sai mission. And that happens because you have the form who came. You have this beautiful magnetic, you have this form which just fills you. And that is the purpose of His advent. So the advent, the descent of the advent happens only to augment and strengthen this Prema Dharma. The Lord can solve all the other problems. If somebody is having cancer, somebody is having problems with their life, all other problems the Lord can solve wherever He is. But for us to experience that sweetness of His love, as Brother Abhinesh so beautifully said, that heart-to-heart connect, Swami looking into our eyes, that can happen only when the avatar comes. And that has not stopped after the avatar's form left. When Bhagwan left in 2011, there was this boy who was just ruminating everything, every moment that he had spent with Swami. And that night he cried, because he counted all the Padnamaskarams that he had got. And he saw that he has got 49 Padnamaskarams. And he said, Swami, one more, it would have been half century. And that night, Swami comes in his dream, and Swami says, hey, please go, take. So the Lord has not left. The Lord is the same. But because he came in a form, because that Krishna came in a form, because Rama came in a form, we just have to close our eyes and imagine that sweetness. And the most powerful, beautiful thing about Satya Sai Avatar, never before in the history of mankind, we had the Avatar documented. We had pictures, we had videos, we have his voice, where before, even in Shirdi Sai Avatar, we did not have that opportunity. We have just 1 or 2 pictures and we keep wondering, is this authentic, is that authentic? But here is an avatar who has given his authentic voice, he has given his form, and we have him to absorb. We have everything to just fill us with his name, with his form. And I think that is the greatest blessing that the avatar has given us. And finally, the avatar's descent is for what Swami told Mother Ishwaramma when he was very small. When Mother Ishwaramma, while giving bath to Swami, saw that there is this thickened skin. And she asked, what is this? Your skin has become so numb here. And Swami does not say anything. Sathya does not say anything. And Mother asked, no, what is this? This is so bad. You can't even feel if I touch you. Sathya says, no, nothing, Mother, it's nothing. And Mother insists. And then Sathya says, no, Mother, I have to carry water, there is no water there. So every day I used to go, this 6 kilometers I have to go to get water, and then I have to bring water. And when Sathya used to go, the neighbors would say, oh, you are anyway going, can you get for us also? And you will say, yeah, okay. The other person will say, yeah, sure. So this is what Sathya was doing when he was in Uruvakunda, in Kamalapuram also. And Mother said, how can you take all this? Why didn't you just not tell them off? And Sathya says, Mother, how will they survive on that water? And anyway, I have come for this purpose only, na Mother. I have come for this purpose only. The descent of the avatar is only so that selflessness and sacrifice become the mantra of our lives. And I think that is what these beautiful opportunities that Bhagwan has given us to know him, to love him, to serve him, train us to be. The purpose of his advent is to help grow and glow that little light of service that is there in our heart, that little light of love that is there in our heart, that little light of purity that is there in our heart, that little light of sacrifice that is there in our heart. Thank you so much.